friends, it's Miss Kathy. I'm back again to help you with some new crafts. This summer, the library is offering a pack that will help you make 4 different crafts. We're going to be doing these every couple of weeks through the summer. So if you haven't had a chance to stop in and pick up your craft pack, please stop so during our curbside and pick one up. Today I'll be doing the first one as listed on the pink sheet, and that's going to be our very, very cute gnomes and their homes. Inside the craft pack, we'll have all of the supplies that you're going to need. The first thing that you're going to need is the pattern that is on the yellow paper. This is going to need to be cut out and have the pieces set aside so that you can trace them onto paper. In addition to the pattern, you're also going to need some of the fancy paper that we've given you. You'll need some construction paper, different pieces here. Clearly, you're going to need your scissors so that you can cut these things apart. Some glue sticks. You'll need some of the fun googly eyes. And then, from your own stash, you're going to need some toilet paper rolls, and if you have one handy, a paper towel roll. If you don't have a paper towel roll, you can use a couple of toilet paper rolls, and we'll figure out how to make them all work all together. Okay, let's gather our supplies. Okay, now that you've gathered all of your supplies and have them all ready, let's go over how we're going to work on assembling our gnomes. If you've cut out the pattern, you've noticed that there are a couple of different shapes. We've got things that are labeled as coats and collars. We've got parts that are hats and roofs. We've even got beards, and we have even ears and belt buckles. So you're going to want to take each of these pieces and cut them evenly. Once you've cut them out, you're going to take the paper that you want to use for whatever part that you want to make and trace it onto that sheet. So for example, I've taken this piece of paper, that's the pretty paper, and I have traced the outline of the coat onto the paper. You'll see on this sheet, I have decided that this is going to be one of my hats, or the roof to one of the homes. So you're going to want to choose which pieces you're going to use for what. So for example, I've decided that my gnome is going to have some brown on the top for his face, and he's going to have some blue around the bottom for his legs or his pants underneath his coat. So you'll cut your pieces out, and then taking your glue stick, you'll want to put a generous amount of glue on the back side of the paper that you're using. You can also put a little bit of glue on your toilet paper roll so that it's nice and sticky. Once you've got that on, you're going to want to put it on, make sure it overlaps, and then smooth it down some so that it sticks. You may need to hold it for a little bit until it dries. That way it doesn't all fall apart. Once you have the top for the face and the bottom for the legs, you're ready for the fun stuff. The next piece is the coat. Now you can choose to use the coat so that it comes around and forms a bit of a cutaway on the toilet paper roll, so that there's a little spot here at the bottom, or you can wrap it around so the part is up at the top. It's up to you which way you want to do this. It really doesn't matter. Just make sure that you leave enough room at the top of the toilet paper roll, because that's where you're going to stick your eyeballs, draw on your nose, or if you want to use the little pom-poms that we gave you, depending on the color of your gnome. If your gnome is brown, like mine, you could use just draw a nose. Or if your gnome is green or pink, you could put whatever color you want on. And you're also going to perhaps want to cut a couple of ears. And the ears are going to be on the pointy top. So you'll want to cut all of those out and assemble them. You can also decide if you want a belt or not. The picture that is included in the craft pack, none of the gnomes have a belt, but there is a piece labeled as such, and you can choose to cut one out and once again, put it around if you'd like. So once you get all of your pieces assembled, you're ready to finish doing up your gnome. Okay, friends, so you've got your gnome all together. You've got the eyes and the belt and the ears. How about the hat? The hat is the trickiest part of the gnome because you have to curve it and glue it. And I found that it was the trickiest part by far. So you sort of have this shape that's curved and curved a little on the inside. So what you want to do is take it and curve it the whole way around. Now, if you want, when you cut it, you can scallop the edges. But to keep it in its curved shape, you do need to use a lot of glue, and you need to use a certain amount of force to hold it all together. You want to make sure that you get glue all the way on the inside part here, so that when you wrap it all around, you get a nice tight cone, okay? And this is also how you make the roof for your gnome home. So now that you've finished off your gnome, what kind of a house is your gnome going to live in? Well, let's look at that. If you don't happen to have a roll from a paper towel, I mentioned earlier that you could use a couple of toilet paper rolls. And the way you would work to do that is you need to find a couple of toilet paper rolls that are the same size. Because if you get one that is smaller, it's going to just fall right through. So you're going to want to get ones that'll stack nicely, one on top of the other. You'll take your glue stick and put some glue on the side, and then take a piece of scrap paper and cover it up to create sort of a seal. You can put 2 together, you can put 3 together. I recommend that no more than 3, because otherwise it'll topple over once you put the roof on. But if you have a toilet paper roll or paper towel holder, once you have it in the column, you'll want to take another piece of construction paper, either a piece that you had left over from cutting out clothing for your gnome, or a different color, and wrap it around the whole roll the way I have here, top to bottom. Once you've got that on, once again, you're going to want to hold the seam and wait for it to dry. Then you get to have the fun of decorating. In the example that I have here, I've got a funky looking door with a little window, and you can see how I pointed the roof, the top of the door, so that the gnome can just go right in. I've taken up pieces of paper and cut out a couple of windows. Now it's up to you. Does your gnome live in a house that is all color coordinated? Or does your gnome not care and has built his or her home out of whatever kind of paper you want to choose? It's really up to you. But in any case, you'll want to use one piece in a rectangle to serve as your door. And then you'll want to take some of the other pieces either construction or the pretty paper, and use them to create your windows. You'll take each of the scraps and you'll glue them on to the tube, wherever you'd like. If you want to draw some garden flowers along the bottom with some crayons, you can. You can add a doorknob to your door. You can then, when you're finished, add another roof to your gnome home. If you'd like, you can add a feather, another palm, extra eyeball. You might want to see what everyone else is up to. Whatever you'd like. Okay, friends, I hope you've enjoyed making the gnomes and their homes with me. Just a reminder, we'll be posting more videos throughout the summer featuring things like monsters and birds, and you'll be able to earn badges for Beanstack in using that for our summer reading. Now, if you have attended today's program, you get the code word, which is summer. And if you enter that into the summer reading software on our app, you'll get the badge, and that'll give you the extra tickets. If you have any questions about using the summer reading program, just contact the library and we'll be glad to help you. In any event, I look forward to seeing you again, friends. Stay safe, have fun crafting, and enjoy the summer. Thank you very much. Goodbye.